Support for the Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you in part by University of Idaho, Idaho's only Carnegie R1 classified research university. Our Carnegie R1 designation recognizes the discoveries we make that help our forests thrive. It means we're creating more doctors and doing real research to strengthen cybersecurity for Idaho businesses, our energy sector, and every Idahoan. More at go.uidaho.edu/Idaho-is-Idaho.
How's everybody doing? You guys all right?
Boise State Public Radio and Duck Club Entertainment present the Charlie Hunter Trio.
Charlie Hunter, ladies and gentlemen.
Wednesday, March 18th at the Shrine Social Club in Boise. Blending jazz, funk, blues, and rock. Hunter is a guitarist, producer, and bandleader who will present his unique finger-picking technique on custom hybrid guitars. Tickets are available now at theduckclub.com.
More Idaho Matters now from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Gaudette. We're heading to all 44 of Idaho's counties to learn more about our great state. So today we're headed to Blaine County. Noli Haas heard about our Idaho 44 project and sent us an email about Silver Creek Preserve. It's a magical place in the Peekaboo area, 45 minutes south of Sun Valley. Noli said that ranchers donate land and access to one of the most prized spring-fed fisheries in the state. So, Noli, this next interview is for you. Silver Creek Preserve is a project 50 years in the making, and it grew out of a request by the local community who asked the Nature Conservancy to protect what was known as the Sun Valley Ranch. Since then, it's grown to protect hundreds of acres of land and water, as well as animals and fish. Dirk Anderson is the Nature Conservancy Silver Creek Preserve manager, and he's joining us now to talk more about this. Dirk, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Gemma. Not gonna lie, this has been a listener for a long time, so this is a special treat for me. So thanks for having me.
Oh, well, you're so welcome, and thank you for being a listener. We really appreciate it. So, Dirk, can you tell us the history of the preserve? I mean, how did all of this get started?
Yeah, so history, kind of going back, Silver Creek, from time immemorial, there were indigenous people stewarding this place for a long time. But in the more recent 150-ish years, Silver Creek actually was written about in Field and Stream. And then after the Union Pacific Railway established the Sun Valley Ski Resort as kind of a venture project, they purchased a 450-ish acre parcel down here on Silver Creek to offer year-round opportunities. So hunting, fishing, bird watching. And then down the road, when the Sun Valley Company wanted to sell this property, the community came together and urged the Nature Conservancy to buy this place because they knew how special it really was. And so for 50 years, TNC has been stewarding this place. And as you mentioned in your intro about neighboring landowners helping preserve this unique ecosystem, they've done that through conservation easements. So we're now about 14,000 acres in the Silver Creek watershed has been protected either here on the preserve, which is about a little over 800 acres, and then those conservation easements have really helped preserve this very unique desert spring creek system.
So explain that a little bit, because the preserve is literally on the edge of the desert and the mountains. So they are also home to quite a few animals. So what kinds of animals live there? Do you see when you're out on this land?
Yeah, it's a very unique place out here. So we have everything from iconic moose, sandhill cranes, mule deer, pronghorn antelope every now and then come through, elk. Over 150 bird species come through here. Spring's definitely starting early. The sandhill cranes showed up this last week, so that's always exciting. We have a bunch of different aquatic insects that live in the creek systems, rainbow trout, introduced brown trout, and brook trout, very, very low densities, but they're still here. And other unknown fish, Wood River sculpin, dace. It's just an abundance of life, and especially now that spring's here, it's really starting to kick off.
It sounds like there's almost too many to name, but tell us about the conservation work, like in and around the property, because you have a lot of projects, correct? To restore the watershed.
We do, yeah. Through TNC's ownership of the property, they've done a bunch of different restoration projects. Most recently, upstream from my office here on Stalker Creek Preserve, that was part of the start of the enhancement plan, the Silver Creek Enhancement Plan, and that was 2 years of restoration, identifying just areas in the creek and the tributaries where over years of agricultural use, the creek gets wide and shallow, full of sediment. So a lot of these projects focus on bringing the stream channel narrower, deeper, removing sediment, exposing gravels, and replanting with river birch and willows to get more shade on that water to keep that temperature cool.
You mentioned the easements a moment ago. How many landowners have you partnered with around the area when it comes to these conservation easements?
There are, within the Silver Creek watershed, I believe there are 20, I manage 24 different easements, and I think there's a couple more beyond that, maybe 26 different easements. Um, and those are a voluntary agreement that the landowner agrees in, that enters into this agreement, and they essentially are forfeiting certain aspects. Typically, it's development, and then they're also agreeing to help protect essential habitat pieces of that property. So it's and a lot of times every time it's a win-win for conservation, but it's also allows landowners to kind of keep that land intact and see that land, the legacy of that land, stay as it is.
So is Silver Creek open year round?
It is. So the Silver Creek Preserve, we are open year round, dawn to dusk. Um, Fishing on the preserve is open Memorial Day weekend through the end of November. That's a Idaho Fish and Game regulation. But
Mhm.
we are open for passive recreation, bird watching, hiking, uh, sightseeing, photography, um, floating. We do allow for folks to float through the preserve on Silver Creek and do a nature float, which is a really special way to experience the preserve.
And okay, do you need to sign up or anything like that before you head out, or can you just arrive? I mean, I know you need a
That is
fishing
a
license for sure.
Yeah, that is a wonderful question, and I'm glad you asked it. So we do ask that anytime you visit the preserve that you sign in. You can do this electronically. There's a link on our website at nature.org/Idaho. There are QR codes at every trailhead that allow you to just scan it with your phone, asks you a couple questions, you can sign in. And then when our formerly called the Visitor Center, it's now the Conservation and Education Center, when that is open during kind of our busy season, you can sign in by paper there as well.
So my understanding is that you also have a really great audio tour for the preserve, and people might know who it's narrated by.
Yeah, it is narrated by one of the Hemingways. Um, I don't know a lot about the history of how that audio tour was organized and put together.
Hmm.
That was prior to me being here, but yeah, we do have a lot of people know of that Hemingway connection, and Ernest Hemingway was obviously a frequent guest of the Wood River Valley, and
Hmm.
the TNC purchase was helped through with his son Jack Hemingway. He was the chair of the Idaho Fish and Game Commission at the time, and he knew of the property was getting sold, and he reached out to the closest TNC office, which I believe was in Portland at the time.
And do you think it's fair to say that Silver Creek really could be a model for like community-based conservation? I mean, this was a big group effort.
It absolutely is, and it is kind of the cornerstone of we bring the public here, we invite the public here, we bring donors here. It is a wonderful example of landowners, stakeholders all coming together and saying this place is important, it matters to us, and we want to do something about it. So we often use it to start the conversation with a lot of folks. And it's extremely special. I don't know how many people I talk to on a weekly basis that will tell me, well, I've been coming here for 30 years. I've been coming here for 40 years. So this place is special to not only the people that live here, but people around the country and around the world.
So, for folks who might be hearing about it for the very first time, how can folks find out more about Silver Creek, or, how to help protect and preserve it?
Yeah, so you could, if you want to, the best way I would say is to come visit us. Come out here. It's about a 2-hour drive from Boise, and we're about an hour from Twin Falls. Best way is to come out here and just experience it. It's a special place. It's magical, especially this spring when the birds start nesting. The mornings are just a symphony of bird songs. But you can also visit our website, nature.org/Idaho, to learn a little more, and that can also help you prep with your visit and see if there's any upcoming events or volunteer opportunities. On volunteer opportunities, we will be putting out this spring chances for folks to come help us with plantings and trail work and anything else that needs done out here.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time to talk with us about this and tell us more about it. We've been speaking with Dirk Anderson. He is the Nature Conservancy Preserve Manager, and we've been talking about Silver Creek Preserve in Blaine County. We will, of course, put some links and some pictures of Silver Creek on our website, boisestatepublicradio.org. And a thank you to listener Noli Haas for the tip on this great feature of Blaine County. If you have a story idea for our Idaho 44 project, we'd love to hear from you. Send us an email, idahomatters@boisestate.edu. And that'll do it for this episode of Idaho Matters. Make sure you check out our podcast feed, because you can find more episodes of topics that might be interesting to you. And for more local news and headlines, make sure you subscribe to the Connector podcast. And if you haven't yet, could I ask you to leave us a review wherever you listen? We read every single one, and we'd love to hear from you.